Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Boulder. My name is Fred Cole, and one of the things I really like about this congregation is if there's something that has to be done, somebody does it. Whether it's flipping pancakes or making coffee, or in my case this morning, filling in for Amy Self, who's not feeling very well. If you're joining us online, would you please fill out a visitor form and let us know you're here? We'd love to connect with you. Part of our mission is to connect bravely, and we're glad you're sharing part of your Sunday with us here. Many of us were once too seeking for something larger than ourselves to which we could belong, a sense of rootedness, to hold us as we create meaning together. Now, we do that well here, but not perfect. We strive not for perfection, but for authenticity and connection. Whether it's your first time in worship with us or your 100th time, we hope that you'll find here questions that stretch you, people to befriend you, and liberal religious values that challenge you to join us in loving boldly, living justly, and welcoming radically. I have several invitations this morning during this really busy time of the year. So I'll start with from 12:30 to 2 today, the Finding Yourself at UUCB class for newer folks who want to explore membership or deeper engagement will be held. Reverend David, our religious educator, Director Rachel, and Scott, our community and connections manager, would love to see you there. Even if you didn't RSVP, just come on over for lunch in the Emerson room at 12:30. Next Saturday will be the memorial service for Bill Ballou with a reception to follow. It says 3 o'clock. I thought it was 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock, okay. And at 6 next Saturday will be the solstice ritual. We'll eat and craft and make art, and then we'll gather outdoors around the bonfire with spirituals and song. With ritual and song, we'll let the old year go and welcome the new. And finally, next Sunday, mark your calendars, set your alarms. There's a pancake breakfast with Santa. And that'll begin at 9 o'clock, and there's just one service next Sunday at 10, or after breakfast, whichever comes last. And an all ages service, so I told you it was going to be a busy time. We are a promise-making, a promise-breaking, and a promise-remaking people. We are called not to be perfect, but to be faithful. And in that spirit, each week, we speak our covenant aloud, as we have done for almost 65 years now. Together, it is a reminder of the promises we make to each other and to this gathered community. In person or online, will you please stand and say our covenant together? We gather in fellowship to speak to each other, to reach out and touch one another, to care with each other, and to seek the truth divine. So be it. May it be so. The chalice is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist tradition. It is a cup of life, sustenance to quench our spirit's thirst, a cup of celebration and resolve, a flame of hope, a light to warm our souls and to guide us home. I'd like to invite Paula Staffelt to offer a reflection on the blues and then to light our chalice.
Thank you, Fred. You know, for all the years that I've done music, I don't have a lot of experience speaking with a mic, so, or playing with a mic, frankly. So I hope you all can hear me. I have both personal and professional experience with the blues. I was the oldest child of teenage parents, and we had a rough go of things. However, our house was filled with music. My parents were both strong appreciators and lovers of music, and they saw to it that at the age of 8, I began piano lessons. So I've been playing the piano for 62 years. That's a really long time. And in that, I've learned lessons from music. And what I want to share with you today is the lessons that I've learned from the blues. So when I was in music school, in my jazz history class, what we learned was that the blues had a particular, what they called progression. The music, the chords would progress through a particular format reliably. And it sounded something like this. Now what you hear in that, what you hear in that is tension, and then it resolves. This is the key aspect that I learned of the blues. A progression that builds to tension and leads to a resolve. Well, later as an adult, when I was a psychotherapist, I saw that really that theme was in place with people coming to see me. People came to see me because they had tension in their lives, distress in their lives, and they were seeking a resolution. And then as I progressed in my career and moved into more spiritual counseling, I saw an even bigger picture in which really this was the rhythm of life. Tension, resolve. Order, disorder, reorder. And then, during COVID, up on my playlist appeared a series of blues pieces. My 20-year position at my job was eliminated, and I found myself a single senior citizen with the challenge of how to hold body and soul together during a once-in-a-100-year pandemic. This challenged me to go even deeper into my understanding of my metaphor of blues as the rhythm of life. And what I saw was this. I realized that if I listened to my life, if I listened to my thoughts and my feelings like I listened to music, there was the same progression. If I let my thoughts flow, they would flow from tension and distress to resolution. If I listened to my feelings, those painful feelings would signal to me when I needed to give myself self-compassion, self-care. And if I just allowed the flow, if I just listened to the feeling that came of self-soothing, I would find resolution. And if there was something that I needed to do about my situation, I would be guided to it. So, today I want to play for you a blues piece where you'll hear that tension, that resolution. Wait for it. Now I'm going to light the chalice. I think Boston's going to give me a little traveling music. So today, I light this chalice with trust in the rhythm of life, with hope for the future, and with gratitude for the wisdom of the blues.
Welcome to this Blue Christmas service, Blue Holiday service, Blues Holiday service. This is a moment especially for those of us not feeling particularly merry and bright. This is somewhere to come. You're here already, so you're stuck with it. If despite all the decorations and the card and the music's playing in shops, and the concerts and the parties and the advertisers who want to convince you that money can buy happiness, if in spite of all of that you don't really feel like celebrating, this is the place to come to. If the idea that a merry little Christmas is all you need for your troubles to be miles away has a hollow ring to it. I hope you find this a safe place to admit maybe you are not okay at this moment. Maybe what you're feeling is sad, discouraged, angry. I was talking with someone earlier today who said they came this morning so utterly overwhelmed with despair for the future of this country and the world. And they said, some days it's not that present, and some days it's so incredibly overwhelming, it's hard to find any hope at all. This is a place to be real with your struggles, your questions. We sing the blues to give voice to our feelings and to let them go. Both of those things at once. Blues are not the music of inescapable, endless melancholy. They're a reminder. Is this an AV thing or is this a woodpecker on the roof? I don't know how to solve that. We like the blues, someday the woodpecker will leave. We need a broom, like a really long broom. All right. There's the thing, though. The blues are not the music of endless depression at the bottom of a hole. They're a reminder that when things are hard, we are not alone. And even if it doesn't feel like it, that feeling is not the end. There is tension and there is resolution. There's comfort to be found by giving voice to all of it. In that spirit, let's sing together.
Will you rise in body or in spirit? I love the lyrics of this song, written actually by a friend of mine, Mimi Bornstein. And I think it takes us through a journey of the relationship of the spirit to the self. And I think what Paula said is so important, that there's a real call, there's real wisdom in learning to notice what's arising and be present with it and to let it flow. And as each of the verses evolves and the language changes, there's a different invitation to notice and be present with what is. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Sing with me, sing with me, sing with me, oh my soul. Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul. Speak for me, speak for me, speak for me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. Dance with me, dance with me, dance with me, oh my soul. One more time, comfort me. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul. Comfort me, comfort me, comfort me, oh my soul.
Austin, will you keep that going? We didn't practice it. We didn't rehearse this. We just keep Comfort Me going. Right? Y'all, this is a time for prayer and meditation, for spiritual practice, and it is a good thing to start that with a big, big sigh. I feel like part of the work is showing back up to ourselves again, showing up to how we actually feel, slowing down enough to listen to that. And sometimes doing that, slowing down enough to actually get in touch with your feelings, is terribly overwhelming. There's a reason that we are making the long to-do lists and running as quick as we can and filling our lives with things. I feel like that's what the music does for me. It's that reminder that when I'm slowing down enough to actually be here now, it's not just me white-knuckling my way through life all on my own. That there's this whole community of people all around doing the same work of trying to be people. Doing the same work of coming home to ourselves again and getting overwhelmed by all of what that means. And then taking another big sigh and more slow breaths and not doing it on our own. In the lyrics to comfort me, the thing that speaks the most is with. It's that word with me. That assurance that it's not just us on our own individual paths, but that there's a tune underneath it, woven in community and comfort, that carries us on through. A lot of the time, it may be the case that you don't believe that for 1 second. That's okay too. That's why it's helpful to have the music going in the silence sometimes. That's why it's helpful to listen to the blues and sing the blues. That in our solitary sorrow, we remember that we're not alone. We'll be together in silence for just a moment. There is a thread which weaves through this gathered community of broken hearts, a thread of compassion that comes from knowing and holding and transforming suffering that ties us together as one, every heart breaking with joy and breaking with sorrow. And so each week we set aside time to make that visible, this inner landscape of our hopes and concerns. For you gathered in person, I invite you to come forward as you feel moved, starting with the back, then the sides, then the front. And as you wait, let your thinking quiet and your breath steady. The practice isn't just about placing a rock. The practice isn't just about your own joys and sorrows. It's about feeling your way into a community of joy and sorrow. And take a stone in token of everything on your heart and place it in the earth, resting in something larger than any of us, community connected by the concern we carry. And for all our joy and sadness, we hold this space in love and solidarity. And please come forward. This morning, we light 4 candles to name and gently face 4 different sorts of grief or loss hidden in plain sight in the holiday season. The first candle we light to remember those we have loved and lost. Pat Schweibert writes that holidays magnify everything. She says there's more noise, more shopping, more sorrow, more gatherings, more tears, more loneliness, more decisions, more pain, more memories. It's no wonder that the bereaved see the holidays as something to dread. Holidays magnify your loss by placing constant reminders all around you of what's missing in your life. You get it through the mail, you hear about it at work. There is no safe place to hide. There's something about the holidays that tells you that you're supposed to feel all filled up, that you are expected to feel, that you should be about to burst with excitement like you did as a kid, maybe. But what you are feeling, maybe not at every moment of every day, is the exact opposite. There's a void that refuses to be filled. It's a time in the holidays when often we stop our routines and focus on gathering our loved ones around us, creating new memories, and an empty chair at a table is a glaring reminder of loss. Even arranging the chairs so that you won't notice an empty seat won't take away the knowledge that someone's missing. And most would surely say, all I want for Christmas is to have my life back the way it was before my loved one passed. And this year, all you may be able to do is just get through the holidays. And that's okay. Loss is not meant to take joy away forever. And our hope for those in the throes of fresh grief is that someday the holidays will again bring joy and more music and more laughter, more gratitude, more friends. And it's okay if that's not true this year, this day. So the first candle we light to remember those persons who we have loved and lost. And we pause to remember their name, their voice, their face, the memory that binds them to us in this season. And will you say together with me, may they know peace, may we know peace, may I know peace. The second candle we light is for those in deep grief. Sarah Nanan writes this called Host Holiday Etiquette. If you're inviting someone to your home and they're grieving, be sure to invite their grief to attend to. It's going to be there anyway. Don't invite someone with the goal of cheering them up for the holidays. Don't expect them to put on a happy face in your home. Invite them instead with the loving intention of offering cheer and companionship, an unconditional care, and to do that, you need to honor, be responsive to their needs. You can do it privately acknowledging the grief when you make an invitation. You can say, I know this season is hard. I know your heart is hurting. And you and your grief are welcome in my home. Come as you are. Give them an invite without the need for commitment and permission to change their minds. Tell them, you don't have to decide now. If it feels good to show up, we're going to have plenty of food for you. If not, not. Your grieving friends and family need attentive care and responsiveness, not plans to keep them busy and distracted and happy. And if they're laughing, laugh with them. And if they're weeping, ask if they'd like your company a while, or to find a quiet place to be alone a bit. And if they're laughing while they're weeping, which is more common than you'd think, stay with them. That's a sacred moment. We don't need to protect each other from grief at the holidays. And the more we embrace it as an honored guest, the more healthy and happy and whole those holidays will be. So this second candle we light for those in deep grief. Not just the loss of a loved one, but the loss of relationships, the loss of jobs with the security they bring, the loss of health, the loss of peace or joy in life. And as we gather up the pain of the past, we name this not to wallow in it, but to give voice and bring an intention of release. And will you join me in saying together, may they know peace, may we know peace, may I know peace. We light a third candle for those experiencing a loss of direction or purpose. Jan Richardson writes, "A blessing for the longest night." She says, all throughout these months, as the shadows have lengthened, this blessing has been gathering itself, making ready, preparing itself for this night. It's practiced walking in the dark, traveling with its eyes closed, feeling its way by memory, by touch, by the pull of the moon, even as it wanes. So believe me when I tell you, this blessing will reach you even if you have not light to read it. It will find you even though you can't see it coming. You'll know the moment of its arriving by your release of the breath you've held for so long, by a loosening of the clenching in your hands, the clutch around your heart. And this blessing, when it reaches you, it doesn't mean to take the night away, but it knows its hidden roads. It knows its resting spots along the way. Knows what it means to travel in the company of a friend. So when this blessing comes, take its hand. Get up. Set out on the road you can't see. This is the night when you can trust that any direction you go, you'll be walking toward dawn. So this third candle we light for those who experience a loss of direction or purpose, a loss of connection to something greater than ourselves. And will you join me in saying, may they know peace, may we know peace, may I know peace. We sing the blues and we listen to the blues to give voice to something difficult in us, to express something heartbreaking, and to let it go. This fourth candle we light as a sign of hope and abiding love. The poet William Stafford writes this called Cutting Loose. He says, sometimes from sorrow, for no reason you sing. For no reason. You accept the way of being lost, cutting loose from all else and electing a world where you go where you want to. Arbitrary sound comes, a reminder that a steady center is holding all else. And if you listen, that sound will tell you where it is, and you can slide your way past trouble. And certain monsters always bar the path, but that's when you get going best. Glad to be lost, learning how real it is here on earth again and again. We'll light this fourth candle as a sign of abiding hope and love, not in negation or opposition to the difficult things in life, not because the darkness isn't real and present, but because hope and abiding love are too, shining even when we don't feel them, even in the season of darkest nights. And will you join me in saying, may they know peace, may we know peace, may I know peace. Because here's the thing, though days are dark with storms and burdens weigh us down, when sorrow heals our souls and burdens make us strong, when trouble and hope await at every turn, we go on. We rise in body or in spirit and sing it.
brothers, take my hand, and sisters, sing my song. When hope awaits at every turn, I know we will go on. When hope awaits, when hope awaits at every turn, I know we will go on. One more time. When hope awaits, when hope awaits at every turn, I know we will go on.
A couple of months ago, we shared our plate with the teepee raisers. And this morning, between services, they were out here with a Lakota drum circle to say thank you to us. And that's wonderful. That's what happens when we share our plate. And this month, our entire offering goes to support the operating fund of our church, sustaining the programs and ministries of UUCB. We are entirely self-sustaining through our own donations. We don't get money from the denomination, and income from our rentals is important, but it's just a small part of that budget. Instead, we embrace the notion of self-governance and self-sustainability. We talk about money directly, without guilt or shame or anxiety. But the fact is, it takes money to make this place run. So the invitation, as always, is for equal generosity, not equal gifts. For those online, you may scan the QR code or find a link in the video description. For those gathered here in person, you also can try the QR link, or the ushers will now pass the baskets. May our gifts be used to enact justice, bringing peace and love into the Boulder community.
Friends, our service ends and our work begins again to embrace all of life, the easy things and the difficult, not to weigh them against each other, not to wallow in holiday blues, but to name them and let them go. We rise in body or in spirit. We'll close in song.
There is a love holding me. There is a love holding all that I love. There is a love holding all. I rest in this love. There is a love holding us. There is a love holding all that we love. There is a love holding all. We rest in this love. We rest in this love.
I hear sleigh bells ringing, but I haven't heard a word from you in years. I hear sleigh bells ringing, but I haven't heard a word from you in years. Oh, the choir singing, I'm just sitting here crying Christmas tears. Everybody's singing Merry Christmas as they watch the starry night filled with reindeer. And everybody's singing Merry Christmas, and the starry night was filled with reindeer. Oh, I'm smiling on the outside, and inside I'm crying Christmas tears. Oh, you've been gone such a long, long time, but it's